Pythagoras of Samos, a first-class philosopher and mathematician, some say the first philosopher, lived around 2,600 years ago in ancient Greece. No written records by Pythagoras has ever been recovered. It is believed that Pythagoras was the consummate scholar, having a firm grasp of the classics at an early age. Some even believe that he was of deistic origins. We are told that Pythagoras was so knowledgeable and influential that he developed a
cult
school of followers known as the Pythagoreans. It is they who our account of Pythagoras' life is derived. You might have heard about his thoughts on triangles, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, for instance. Pythagoras believed that the orbits and movements of celestial bodies are governed by precise mathematical ratios, and these ratios correspond to musical intervals and harmonies. His followers would also go on to develop a system of tuning called Pythagorean tuning. This body of belief that universal concepts can be explained using simple whole number ratios would be named the music of the spheres. If Pythagoras could explain the musical relationships using simple whole number ratios, perhaps then he could tune into the perfect cosmic melody. Pythagoras is known for discovering ratios to specific intervals that follow the harmonic series, such as perfect intervals like the octave, fourth, and fifth. Pythagoras and his
cronies?
Acolytes were big into simple whole numbers such as 1, 2, and 3. So much so that they believed that the ultimate question of life, the universe, and everything could be explained numerologically. So it may not be surprising to hear that Pythagoras figured out a mathematical relationship between a taut string and a point at half its scale length using a simple whole number ratio, producing an extremely consonant sound that basically sounded like the same note being played. A perfect interval, if you will. In pursuit of Pythagoras' perfect cosmic melody, he continued his research. He knew that a melody couldn't be constructed by stacking only octaves on top of one another. Our ears basically hear the same perfectly consonant sound after all, no matter the pitch. Well, what if he converted his octave ratio of 2 to 1 to a fraction, 2 over 1, and added 1 to both the numerator and the denominator? Thus he discovered another extremely consonant sound past the octave, but with enough ambition to be distinctly different from the octave, which we now call the perfect fifth interval. Furthermore, unlike with the octaves, stacking these perfect fifths or 3 to 2 ratios one after another seem to produce more really consonant tones with different pitches. Pythagoras likely tried adding 1 to other intervals, but they may not have sounded as perfect to his ears as was required, except for maybe the perfect fourth interval at 4 to 3. It's important to note that Pythagoras wasn't trying to develop a musical scale in a non-cosmic sense, but his work with intervals eventually led to the discovery of Pythagorean tuning.